Hello friends and welcome back to Enterprise Architecture. Now, last episode we made really good progress on our quests. We got the advanced crafting table set up, which you can see behind me there, and that allowed us to start making techium ingots. Now, those ingots are really useful because we're going to use them to be building a whole bunch of stuff in this pack, including unlocking the next level. So, with no further ado, let's dive right in. So last episode we completed all of this, the advanced crafting table, techium, and got tier 4 support frames all set up. Today we have our sights set on unlocking iron and aluminum. So we need those two things here. So to get started with that, we first need to make our research book here. So to make the research book for iron and aluminum, we need bronze blocks, 4 techium ingots, and our standard research papers. Now, I had already gone through after last episode and made a bunch more techium, so we've got that ready. And I also smelted a whole bunch of bronze, so we have our bronze blocks for that. So with our research papers, now we have that, the whole book. So we just go ahead and submit the book. So with that, we've now unlocked the whole quest line here. Now we need to go and manage this again back on Ores R Us. We're going to disable copper and tin again, and this time we are going to enable iron and aluminum. That is going to mean that we're going to want to mine some colored stone, of which we have a decent amount sitting here, to be able to make enough of our iron and aluminum tiny bits, whatever they call the fragments, I guess, to get started here. So let's just do ourselves a 3x3x3 cube per usual, and we're going to use our prospector's pick to ultimine that, and there we go. We got a whole bunch of those fragments. Now with those fragments in hand, we can complete these two quests, but we also can start making our iron and our aluminum ores. So we want this one right here, and that's easy enough. And we're still going to need 36 of those in our tier 4 support frames to be able to mine them up. So let's just go ahead and take our stone, wrap iron fragments around it, and there's 32. And now we just need a few more here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. All right. And now we can repeat the same process with our aluminum. So there's 28. Let's grab up more stone here. Grab up our aluminum, and let's get this also up to 36. Perfect. All right, and that's all that we are going to need. Now, we do need to go ahead and start building out more of our platform here using these tier 4 support frames, because I think we have to use tier 4 for these. Let's see here, miners. Yeah, tier 4. Okay, so we're going to start setting up our support frames real quick, just like we did the last few times. Nothing particularly fancy here. And now we just have to lay down our blocks here. So 3x3x4, once again, of our ores. Just like so. We repeat with the aluminum. We put our miners down on top of each of these, and then we put our drawers on top of that. Now all that's remaining is to add our bronze blocks on top of the edges, like so, for our caps. And now we'll be getting, yeah, a lot of our iron and our aluminum, hopefully pretty rapidly. That takes care of both of our quests here. And now what we need to do is get some iron ingots and some aluminum ingots. Now, when we are smelting those, we actually need 5 to 1 for our ingots, which is still relatively inefficient. I'm hoping pretty soon we'll start unlocking some of our better research here that allows us to multiply. I'm not seeing any of those yet, but I'm sure they're in here somewhere. Okay, so let's get these up and cooking, and we also need to make more storage drawers for them because we are just about out here. So let's go ahead and make those up real quick, like so. There we go, and just give those a spot right there and right there. Perfect. Now we can lock these up tight. and iron and aluminum are going to start coming in. So let's go ahead and grab those. Okay, great. So that is another set of quests taken care of there and there. And now we just need to wait until we have enough for blocks of them. Looks like we also are going to start getting rails soon, our tier 5 support frames, and most importantly, blast bricks. This is going to unlock a whole world of new things for us. Oh, and it looks like this particular pack makes them with aluminum. So I tell you what, we are going to start working on making up a bunch of grout and bricks while we wait for the rest of our ingots to come in. Okay, it looks like that is just about all cooked down. We have all of our grout dust here and all of our bricks here. I've also added a couple of more hoppers here to export faster from this because we made a bunch more jumbo furnaces in the time that we were waiting for that. Might as well bulk up while we were doing it. And I'm wondering now if I can't automate this as well. Can I pull my charcoal back out and into here? Yeah, I can. All right, great. So I'm going to use the hoppers here underneath this charcoal box to suck back out one at a time into my jumbo furnace. So that's working pretty good. And so it's being basically pulled out here, routed in here, stored in here for overflow, and then ends up eventually back in the jumbo furnace. So that gives us a little bit of automation since we don't have any item pipes or anything yet. That will work nicely. Okay, so what next do we need to do? Right, we are on our way to blast bricks. So first things first, we need to make some regular bricks. Let's do that. We take that and we wrap it in our grout dust, like so. That gives us 27 coke bricks. And now we should be able... Oh, but we need another tier of bricks. One second, let me make a bunch more bricks. All right, and our bricks are still coming in slowly but surely, but we should have more than enough for this recipe. There we go. That's actually way more blast bricks than we need, but we'll be fine to have them. So we basically can make 2 of these blast furnaces now with it. So let's go ahead and make ourselves a nice little platform for the blast furnace and set this up. All right, so here we go. Let's just go ahead and put these down like this. This will be our base. And then we need to climb up on top. And now we just need to add 2 more rows here. There we go. And now what we have to do is take our engineer's hammer and once again give it a good whack. And there we have it. We have our blast furnace done. So that's complete. Now, the next thing we can do is start making steel. Steel we manufacture in our blast furnace. And again, we use our coal coke to cook our steel. So if we take our iron ingots and make it into a block, this is what I was saying before, where I think we get an extra block if we are using blocks to smelt, or at least 1 extra, I think, overall. It's just slightly more efficient, if I remember correctly, if you do it this way. So give me 1 back. We are going to need to keep at least 1 of these. And I do need to start manufacturing a lot more coal coke while we're at it. So we're going to let this cook down and get started on smelting more coal coke. Okay, so we have our steel blocks here. We can turn those into ingots, and that should complete 1 of the quests. And then the other quest that we need to complete here is to make our aluminum blocks. So let's do that real quick. There we go. And we're not actually going to use that for anything, so we'll convert it right back. So that's 3 more quests knocked out. Perfect. All right, so steel block, we can do that. Actually, we should have done that already, but I guess it didn't accept it, so whatever. There's that. Okay, great. So now we are on to redstone. What do we need for redstone? We need 4 blocks of steel, 4 basic technium, and a research papers. Okay, so let's get a little bit more of our steel going here. I think we're going to need another 2 blocks of iron, and then with that in hand, we should be about ready here to go on to the next tier. Okay, so let's make our 4 technium real quick here. We got 4 of those, easy enough. And now we should be able to make our research papers. So there we go. There is our redstone research papers. Now we have to do is submit those. There we go. And now we can get redstone as well. So let's go ahead and do that. Looks like we're gonna need some redstone ore. How can we process that? Is it through a miner? Tier 5. Oh, so before we do that, let's go ahead and get these other things checked off. The Tier 5 support frames, which we just make with iron, and then a fluid absorber. I don't know what we'll even use this for yet, but I'm sure it'll make sense very shortly. So our Tier 5 frames are made with sticks and iron. Again, same recipe as we've used for pretty much everything else so far. And we only need 32 of these. We're going to have one extra per usual. And that's both enough to complete the quest and to set up a new platform. Now, what do we need? Oh, let's go ahead and get our tech box. What do we need for the fluid absorber? Blocks of iron. Okay, so I don't know if we have enough. Yeah, we're a little short on iron right now. So we're going to have to wait a little while longer for the iron to come in. We only need a few more pieces of it, and then we will be able to complete that quest. So before we can set up our support frame, we're going to need to expand our platform once again. And so I think it's time to finally unlock construction wands. So for that, we need this book for construction wands, which is easy enough to make. I think we have all of the ingredients already in hand here. So let's start with making 4 blocks of coal. So there's 1. I'll just do this in bulk. 2, 3, 4. Great. And then we have these bronze ingots already cooked. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. And that should be everything with our research papers. And there we go. Submit that with some tech bucks. And now we have access to builder's wands. Let's see here. Stone wand, iron wand. Oh, iron wand is made with bronze. Stone wand is made with stone. Diamond is made with techium. And a nether star. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, let's go ahead and just make a stone one, because that's easy enough. So any stone tool material, if it'll let us. Yeah, there we go. We'll make 3 of them. Wonderful. Okay. So I already have a pretty big stretch here for our tier 4 frames. So I'm just going to repeat that same footprint for our tier 5 frame. And there we go. That looks pretty good. So now we can take our tier 5 frames and start putting these in place, just like we did before. Okay, so that is now done and ready to go. So before we can actually use it, we do need to make sure that we have a bit of redstone. So to get redstone, we need to do 2 things. We need to go get a bunch of regular stone, which we have smelted down already. And then we also need to get our prospector's pick here. Let's just grab a stack of that, along with our colored stone. And before we mine the colored stone, we have to change our settings once again. Up here under ores are us, we are going to disable iron and aluminum, and this time enable redstone. Great. So with that, we should be able to make our redstone with this. And I'm just going to do a 3x3. I don't think I'm going to need more than that. We once again use Ultimine. And there we go. There's a bunch of bits of redstone. So now we take our redstone fragments and our stone, and we just need to make ourselves 36 pieces here. So let's go ahead and grab that whole stack, 32. And we just need 4 more. I think we're just going to be a little short here. Yeah, just a tad short. So we're going to have to crush just a little bit more of that special stone, of our light gray colored stone. Let's just do, I don't know, 2 more pieces. And grab our regular stone and just do that again. 1 and 2. Perfect. Okay, so now we have all of that. And then we just make ourselves another miner real quick. And we are ready to set this up. And by now you all have seen this many, many, many times. You know exactly how this works. And then we just put our miner on top. And then last but not least, we once again are going to need another chest here for our storage of everything that we're making. So let's make a storage drawer actually for that. There we go. And put that right on top. There we go. Lock it up with our key as soon as we get some redstone in here. There we go. Okay, so now that all remains is to take our redstone ore and smelt that down real quick. And that should give us everything that we need there. We're only missing, I think, one quest now. Make another storage drawer for that redstone that's going to be coming out here in just a second. There we go. And yeah, we need to be able to put it up there. Let's nerd pull up real quick. And we'll put it right here. There we go. Perfect. And now we have redstone. And that is that quest done. Okay, so this is done, and this is done. So the only thing left here is we need to make some rails. That is very expensive, but we can do it. And I don't know that we're going to be using rails much to actually transport stuff around at this point, since we are in Skyblock. Not a lot of call for using train systems here. There we go. And then last, we just need this fluid absorber. So the fluid absorber is, let's see here, a bucket and a bunch of blocks of iron. 2, 3, 4. Okay, just like that. And make ourselves one bucket. And I think that's everything we're going to need with our stone. There we go. Perfect. And there's that entire chapter complete. And with that, I think that brings us to the end of this episode of Enterprise Architecture. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you back here next time. Bye, friends.